In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on May 4th, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Seattle Mariners versus Texas Rangers. On Sunday, the Seattle Mariners will take on the Texas Rangers at Globe Life Field in Arlington. So far this season, Seattle has completely dominated the Rangers in their head-to-head matchups. The Mariners swept their first series back in mid-April, and with Friday's victory, they've been winning by an average of nearly 6 runs per game, 5.8 to be exact. On the mound for Seattle will be a rookie making his first road start in the majors, but if his debut is anything to go by, he's not the type to get rattled easily. He looked calm and confident in his first outing, and this Rangers lineup might just be the right one for him to build more confidence against. Texas has really struggled at the plate this year, one of the worst hitting teams in the American League, and there's been zero indication that they are about to turn it around. In their 3 straight losses before Saturday, they only managed to score 2 runs total. Seattle, on the other hand, has been holding their own on the road, going 7-6 away from home before Saturday's game. They've also flat out owned the Rangers lately, going 9-1 in their last 10 meetings. The main reason the Rangers are even getting some credit in this matchup is because Jacob deGrom is pitching. He's a 2-time Cy Young winner, and when he's on the mound, people tend to expect good things. Statistically, deGrom has been solid so far this season, just 10 runs and 26 hits given up over 33 innings. That said, even if deGrom pitches lights out, it won't do much good if the Rangers can't score. They've managed a total of just 3 runs across their last 4 games, and they've scored 3 or fewer in 10 of their last 11 outings. No surprise they've lost 11 of their last 15 games. Meanwhile, Seattle keeps piling up the wins. Sure, Evans is still green with just 5 innings of MLB experience, but he showed poise in his debut against Miami. I get why people might lean toward the Rangers with deGrom starting. He's still the ace of their staff, but at the end of the day, the Mariners have been the more complete team lately. Their offense has been more reliable, and while there are still unknowns with Evans this early in his career, he's got a better lineup backing him up. When it comes to the bullpen, Seattle has been right there with Texas in terms of performance this year. As our first pick for this matchup, the Seattle Mariners money line is our full game side pick. The opening game of the series featured a total of 14 runs, but it was almost all Mariners. They put up 13 of those by themselves. Trusting anything about Texas' offense right now feels like a stretch. So the question becomes, can Seattle do most of the heavy lifting again? When deGrom last faced this lineup, he did a good job limiting hits, only allowing 3, though he gave up 4 walks, and that hurt him. Since then, though, he's walked just 1 batter in his last 3 starts, so odds are he'll be sharper in that department this time. Seattle has averaged just under 5 runs, 4.8, on Sundays this season, while Texas has struggled mightily on Sundays, averaging only 2 runs. Both teams have travel plans after this one, so don't be surprised if the energy is a little low at the plate. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Detroit Tigers versus Los Angeles Angels. A couple of American League teams are wrapping up a 4-game set out west, each hoping to come away with a win as the series ends. The Detroit Tigers are hitting the road to face the Los Angeles Angels on Sunday afternoon in California. Both squads are looking to finish strong, but only one is heading in the right direction. The Angels are struggling in a big way lately, dropping 14 of their last 18 games. They haven't managed to put together 2 wins in a row since early April, which says a lot about where they're at right now. Their starter, Kocinovich, hasn't exactly been reliable either. Over his last 26.1 innings, he's allowed 31 hits and 17 earned runs. Not what you want to see from a guy trying to help turn things around. He's also handed out 12 walks while striking out only 15 batters in that same stretch. On the other side, Detroit has kept the bats hot, and Olsen's been sharp lately, giving up only 10 hits and 3 runs over his last 18 innings on the mound. When I look at this matchup, it just feels like Detroit has the upper hand. Sure, Sure, I've been cautious with Reese Olson in the past, but when you line him up against Kocianovic, I still like Olson more here. Kocianovic has shown a tendency to fall apart during outings, giving up runs in clusters, and that's tough to ignore. Plus, when you get to the bullpens, Detroit's relief arms have simply been more dependable and efficient. Props to the Angels for finally getting a win, but that one victory isn't enough to change my mind. I'm still fading them until they show some consistency. This is a solid spot to go against them again, and the Tigers are in a good position to take advantage. As our first pick for this matchup, the Detroit Tigers money line is our full game side pick. Even though Kocianovic has an earned run average sitting above 5, he hasn't been terrible in his last 2 starts. In fact, when he's pitched at home, he's only allowed 2 runs in each outing, which isn't bad. Olson, on the other hand, had 2 scoreless starts before giving up 3 runs in his most recent game. That said, I think he'll bounce back strong here. He's up against an Angels offense that ranks near the bottom of the league in scoring. They're 27th, and they're still missing Trout. Kocianovic might keep things under control, but Olson should be better. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Washington Nationals versus Cincinnati Reds. The Nationals and Reds are set to finish their 3-game set at the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati this Sunday. Each team has taken 1 game so far, and the series is now tied heading into the finale. This matchup features Mackenzie Gore starting for the Nationals, while Nick Martinez takes the mound for the Reds. Gore's been off to an impressive start this season. He's currently leading all of Major League Baseball in strikeouts and has consistently gone at least 6 innings in all but one of his outings. Martinez, on the other hand, had a shaky beginning to his season but has managed to bounce back in his last couple of starts. Over those 2 games, he tossed a total of 11.2 innings and gave up only 3 runs on 10 hits. If both pitchers continue trending in their current directions, there's a solid chance they can each pitch into the 6th inning. Offensively, the Nationals have managed to put up 147 runs so far this season. The Reds, meanwhile, have scored 175 runs and sit in the top 10 league-wide when it comes to batting average, on-base percentage, and slugging percentage. That kind of offensive output is legit and could give Gore some trouble, especially since he tends to give up fly balls twice as often as ground balls. Adding to the challenge for Washington is the fact that their bullpen ranks dead last in both earned run average and WHIP that puts even more pressure on Gore to keep the Reds' hitters in check. With Martinez settling into a better groove lately and Cincinnati swinging the bats better overall, as our first pick for this matchup, the Cincinnati Reds money line is our full game side pick. Friday night's game ended with a total of 7 runs scored between the 2 teams, which was under the 9-run line that was set. Even so, the Reds have the 2nd highest scoring offense in baseball and have been a steady team when it comes to putting up runs. Before Saturday's game, they had scored at least 6 runs in 6 of their last 9 games. Washington hasn't been as productive at the plate, sitting 5th from the bottom among National League teams in total runs scored. That said, they'd scored 4 or more runs in 4 of their 6 games leading into Saturday. All told, these 2 clubs have gone over the total in 17 games this season and in 2 of their last 3 matchups. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. New York Mets versus St. Louis Cardinals, Game 2. The New York Mets, holding a 22-11 record, are set to take the field again on Sunday afternoon in the 2nd game of a doubleheader against the St. Louis Cardinals. It's a quick turnaround, but the Mets will look to keep up their momentum as they close out the series. Palante is expected to soak up some innings for the Cardinals, but he's been shaky lately. Over his last 3 starts, spanning 16.1 innings, he's given up 11 runs, 20 hits, and 4 home runs. The Mets got to him in his most recent outing, and it doesn't look like he's turned a corner yet. On the other side, Mego has looked sharp at times, racking up 19 strikeouts across his last 2 games. The Mets have dominated this matchup recently, winning 9 straight games in the series. Their lineup has been producing consistently too, sitting at 9th in the league with 4.82 runs per game. Even more impressive is their pitching staff, which leads the league in earned run average at 2.69. Despite a string of injuries, that kind of depth really matters over the course of a long season. As our first pick for this matchup, the New York Mets money line is our full game side pick. The Cardinals pitching staff has been taking a beating, and it's showing in the numbers. They've gone over the total in 3 straight games, and 3 of the last 4 matchups in this series have also hit the over. The Mets tend to swing the bats well on the road, too, averaging 5.3 runs and 1.2 home runs per game away from home. St. Louis hasn't gotten much help from their starters, who carry a 4.02 ERA. Their bullpen has been worse, posting a rough 4.73 earned run average, which becomes a bigger issue in doubleheaders when arms are stretched thin. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Los Angeles Dodgers versus Atlanta Braves. The Los Angeles Dodgers, holding a solid 22-10 record, are set to face off against the Atlanta Braves, who sit at 14-17 in the final game of their three-game series on Sunday Night Baseball. It's been a telling series, and this game will wrap up what's been a good test for both teams. When it comes to the guys on the mound, Dustin May has only had one rough outing this season where he gave up more than 3 runs. On the other side, Bryce Elder has had 2 games like that, so there's a small edge in terms of reliability that leans toward May. Offensively, the Dodgers separate themselves a bit more. They're leading all of baseball and hitting with runners in scoring position, rocking a .902 team OPS. The Braves, while not terrible, are sitting in 12th with a .731 OPS in the same situations. That edge shows up in the results, too. The Dodgers are riding a 6-game win streak against the Braves, including sweeping all 4 games so far this year. While I think the Braves are better than their current record shows, the Dodgers just seem to be operating on a different level right now. Bryce Elder, in particular, looks like a soft spot in the Braves' rotation, and I don't see this being the game where he turns things around. As our first pick for this matchup, the Los Angeles Dodgers money line is our full game side pick. Both pitchers in this game are showing signs that they can be hit. Dustin May hasn't been sharp on the road, holding in 0-1 record with a 6.55 earned run average and a .283 batting average against across 11 road innings over 2 starts. Bryce Elder hasn't been dominant at home either, sitting at 0-0 with a 4.09 earned run average and a 1.55 WHIP in 11 innings over 2 starts at Truist Park. This game also features 2 lineups with some heavy hitters. The Dodgers are 3rd in all of baseball with a .457 team slugging percentage, while the Braves aren't far behind in the middle of the pack, sitting at 13th with a .391 slugging percentage. With the way both lineups are built and the shakiness of the starters, there's a real shot for some offense in this one. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.